I'm about to uncover disturbing revelations from Hollywood's hidden underbelly.
Strange was coming. I was led by someone that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back, and to be walked down, down.
And a female at that, okay? James Blunt and Diana Jenkins. All right, that's what we're speculating. That's what we've been speculating today on this episode. All right, so let's continue. I just wanted to show you the original scandal video that came out 3 months ago as all of this stuff is being built up. All right, no, nobody's gonna get arrested. You're right. Like any of these Hollywood people, thank you for bringing up the ketamine queen as well, because when Matthew Perry died, we thought there was no signs of trauma and it was just him in that hot tub that died all by himself out of ODing or stupidity. But in fact, it was the ketamine queen jacking up the prices for ketamine. She was charging them like $10,000 a vial. $10,000 a vial that you could get on the street for $100. All right, there you go. That's it right there, guys. I'll keep that up there for a moment. We're getting there. We're getting there, Michelle. All right, just a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna hop into that.
The stairs, and it was like a surprise, presented as though it was a surprise. Hayden says this person led her into a really small cabin room aboard this ship. She goes on to say, quote, "She physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous."
Now, mind you, it's a female, which gives me it makes me even more upset. It makes me so much more upset that it was a female doing this to another female. Why does that bother me? Because, guys, I mean, like, we're in 2026. Y'all, all of us should be supporting each other. Now, we should all support males, females, whatever. But in my area here, women support women. We all support each other's businesses. We all support each other's dreams. We all support each other's efforts as a woman. So screw that. Screw that. That makes me so mad. And I mean, that's what happened. Look at all these nasty, evil bitches on the YouTube streets being jealous. They can't even support anyone because they're too jealous to see past their own damn nose. Freaking A.
And he had his hands like this, relaxing behind his head. Like this was just, an average day for him. This is something that happens all the time. Hayden waited for the person to leave the room and then decided to act. She said, quote, "That lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end and I became ferocious. I was like, this is not happening." But I had nowhere to hide. Yep. And I bolted and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away. I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing new to them. About this betrayal, Hayden went on to say, quote, "It's disappointing when somebody lets you down like that. And I'd been let down so much before, and that when you really find somebody that you trust, like you hold on to them for dear life and you feel so lucky. So to be betrayed like that is just an awful feeling." And this isn't the first time we've heard really disturbing allegations coming out of Hollywood. So this, of course, made some headlines. And I do again want to note, Hayden appeared on the podcast to promote her coming memoir, and she writes about this alleged incident in the book. But even if she's trying to drum up attention and press for her coming book sales, these allegations are still deplorable. Technically, she was an adult, but she was still a teenager when this happened. And even regardless of age, this all screams grooming and possibly an alleged sexual assault in the making. Thankfully, though, at least according to what Hayden said on this podcast, she was able to escape. But there are still so many questions about what could have happened or what the repercussions could be. So let's throw to our interview to take an even deeper dive. Wow, these allegations are just really shocking and tough to talk about, but
they're not shocking, actually. We're going to move on. They're not shocking. They are tough to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. Hey, Teresa, watching from afar. My kids started softball. All knowing it's hot outside and school just started. I prayed for you, Teresa. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. All right, let's continue. We're going to get into the Epstein conspiracy and the Hayden Panettiere situation that we're talking about right now. All right. And hopefully you guys did learn a lot in this episode, because I put this episode together in a way that if you knew nothing about this woman, you never seen her, you don't recognize her face she's been in everything, then you learn a lot about it. All right. Listen, Michelle, there's another case that I want to cover. The stepdad just got 10 years. And I think the mom, I didn't see her sentence yet, but she actually trafficked her daughter to him and let her impregnate the little girl. So, I mean, look at that. It's happening all the time. School started for me, for my kids. School started for Teresa's kids. I don't know about any other kids, though. Hey, Midnight Lace, good to see you. Glad you're still here, Sadie's mama. Super hot out, I imagine. All right, let's continue. This is the guy that I showed you guys last week when I covered Perez Hilton, Occult and Symbolism Pop Culture with Isaac Weishaupt. Now, he's got a lot of credibility in the industry. Let's listen to what he has to say. I thought it was going to be like, is this some far-fetched shit? Because normally I'm not into that kind of stuff. I don't like conspiracy theories and all this bullshit, but I love facts and I love evidence. All right. And that's what's here right now. Let's go.
Today, we're discussing some really dark connections of Hayden Panettiere's death and some wild conspiracies that involve bank executives and the Epstein files, Hollywood grooming culture, Aleister Crowley's 23 Skidoo, the 23 Enigma, her story of being set up for SA on a yacht party, Diana and Roger Jenkins, and so much more. Join me here on Occult Symbolism and Pop Culture. Also, trigger warning. Again, we're going to have some SA discussions on this episode.
Always a trigger warning when you're on my channel, guys. My logo is a bloody logo. All right. If you don't see that, or you see me on the cover of one of them, trigger warning. That's it. That's
word about what really happened. Okay. And the reason you should listen to me is because my name is Isaac Weishaupt, and I've been doing this kind of exact research on the occult, pop cultures, and celebrities, and how all these worlds sort of intermingle since 2011. So be sure to subscribe however you're listening on the podcast. Maybe you're on the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Try to hit 100,000. Okay. Now, actress Hayden Panettiere, I'm mispronouncing her name, I'm sure of it. She just died. There's a lot to unpack with this whole thing.
Panettiere. Turn that music off, dude.
Being on a yacht where she was basically groomed. Now, I'm gonna read you from the book, and we're gonna kind of unpack this as we go along. Okay. Now take note. This is
okay. So now we're getting into this. If you guys saw the cover of my thumbnail and you're listening to what the heck I'm talking about, it's this. All right. This is me, a reckoning. That's what came out of that long interview that I didn't play. I played parts of it, where she talks about the yacht, the naked man on a yacht, grooming, and other other things that happen in her life, which includes that, right? So I hope he turns the music down in the background. That's all I could hear.
In the book, chapter 23, which is a secret code, I believe this is Hayden's code to us, all right? And I'm going to explain why by the end of the show, all right? This is from the book. Stella McCamus was a semi-successful 20-something actor I had met at an industry party, and she filled up my nights and weekends with long dinners, strong cocktails, and gorgeous people. Now, online claims, allegations, unfounded rumors, nasty rumors are that Stella, this pseudonym, is actually a woman named Diana Jenkins, who was on season 12 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going to come back to her, all right? Because that's where it ties into Epstein. Back to the book, back to Hayden's book. A few months after I met her, Stella invited me to what she said would be a casual yet star-studded party at her apartment in Los Feliz. I didn't have anything better to do, so I said yes. I didn't think anything of it until she mentioned the word trust. This was a party she was talking about, not a secret society. The word trust made the whole thing sound fishy. Okay? So she goes to this party, and this isn't the yacht party. The yacht party is coming up next. And I'm going to tell you why I read this part, because that word trust. And
shout out to Dave. What's up, Dave? Dave123 says hi. What's up, Jay and Mama Pearl? How you doing, man? Yeah, we need a book club. Adult book club, Luna. Oh my goodness. So I love that he's reading excerpts out of this, and then we're discussing the connections. And we keep hearing Diana Jenkins again and again and again. All right. I know you guys are hearing that. It's not just me.
The secret society talk. Okay. So she goes to this party, this first one. She's very uncomfortable there. She's a young woman at this time. I think 18 years old. Mm-hmm. She says in the book, just as I was putting my coat on and about to say goodbye to Stella, one of the men, an Oscar-winning actor and director, approached me. It was nice to talk to you over there, he said, smiling. Are you heading home? I am, I answered. I've got to be up early tomorrow. He smiled again, this time a little bigger. Well, have a good night. Just be careful when you leave because someone spit their gum out somewhere and I got some on my pants. Excuse
Listen.
me, I asked, stepping back. Look here, he answered, pointing down. There's a big wad.
Guys, she's starting to expose people as she dies on this last Sunday. This book came out, and all the other things that led up to it, right? That we're talking about, that we see, that she's talking about. She's starting to expose people's names. Now, when we talk about the whole Yacht situation, we don't really know who it is. She never names them, but people put 2 and 2 together, or 1 and 1, and 1 + 1 = 2. We know who she's talking about, right? It's not that secret of a society.
Of gum on my pants. Now, when I was a young man, me and the fellows would joke around with stuff like this. Definitely not to young women, right? But
Congratulations.
this is a joke about you put your scrotum through the zippers of your pants, right? Which sounds insanely immature, right? Which is a calling card of the Epstein crew, because you see that these old dudes
old
never
dudes
grow up. Like they're still stuck at 18 years old, like the crude humor, right? But then we get the yacht story, all right? She says in her book, I landed in France and promptly boarded a yacht that Stella had somehow rented for a week. This wasn't just any old yacht either. It was a super yacht, like the kind oligarchs dock in international waters to avoid paying taxes. Why would she say that? You know what I mean? She slid that
because she's trying to get it so that y'all know who these people are without her naming them, right? Because she doesn't want to get sued. She doesn't want any of that. She didn't want any of that. May she rest in peace. She's no longer with us, but she didn't want any of that. But she wanted to let you know, and us know, and regular people know that are going to put their kids in this Hollywood industry or any kind of look at where Justin Bieber started on freaking YouTube, but we know how toxic YouTube is. All right. So she was trying to gently let it be known. Hey, Joanne, good to see you, my friend. Hit the like button, y'all. We have 175 still in chat.
in there. All right.